Hi, I'm Tracy Mitchell, one of 6 counselors in the Mountie Counseling Center. Today we're going to talk about everything you need to know to register for classes for the ninth grade. This slide will link some information to you that will be helpful to you as you're choosing your classes. It will link you to the course catalog, which has information about every course taught in the Rogers Public School system. The Google Classrooms that we want you to join, which are the registration Google Classroom and the Class of 2026 Google Classroom. The registration classroom is only for registration specific information, and everything else will be posted for you in the Class of 2026 classroom. It also links you to our registration newsletter that you can look through, and then several of the forms and information that you'll need. So let's go over graduation requirements. To graduate from Rogers High School, you do have to have 24 credits in specific categories. So these are different for you all. The state has updated the requirements, and so we're going to go through the changes. The first thing that you'll need is 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, 3 credits of science, 3 credits of social studies, 1 credit of PE, a half credit of health, a half credit of fine art, a half credit of oral communication, 1 full credit of computer science, a half credit of career and technology education, and then 6 career focused electives. If you add that up, that equals 24. One of the biggest changes that we've had is that there is now a computer science requirement. So everybody who will be starting ninth grade in the 2022-23 school year, and after that will have to have computer science to graduate. Something that's frequently asked is if you have to have a world language to graduate. You do not, but we encourage all students to take it because it's necessary for honor grad status. So you have to earn 24 credits to graduate. What does it mean to actually earn credit? All that means is that you're going to pass the classes that are on your schedule. So for every class that you pass with a 60 or higher, at the end of the semester, you earn a half credit. So for your first semester of high school, you could earn 3.5 credits. For the second semester of high school, you can earn 3.5 credits again. And by the end of ninth grade, you'll have at least 7 credits. This is just a few things that are important once you start high school. So one thing is your course selection. We always encourage you to take the most challenging classes that you can. Your grades are very important, so make the highest grades that you're able to. When you do make high grades, you can get a higher GPA. We want you to be involved at RHS because involved students typically perform better academically. Study skills are really important. You might not have needed them so much in the past, but you will need them in high school. So things like organization, time management, and how hard you work are really important. And then attendance is critical. It's hard to do well in school if you aren't there. You guys should have all received 2 forms, a light green sheet, which is your course selection worksheet, and a brighter green sheet, which is your scheduling at a glance information sheet. Take your light green sheet and write your name on it. Be sure we can read it. Please don't write lightly with a pencil. So write dark enough that we can see it. We want you to clearly mark your choices, and in the boxes that say course request, list your 7 requests, and then in the other boxes, list your 4 alternates. If you're applying or trying out for something, list it in the box where it's indicated. If you want to be in athletics, make sure that you mark the box if you want 2 periods. So we will have some athletes that have both first period and 7th period athletics, and if you are interested in doing that, you need to mark that box. Sign your form, get a parent signature, and turn it in on time. So before you turn your sheet in, make sure that you have your teacher recommendations. Your teachers will initial by the classes that they're recommending you for. We do want teacher recommendations, particularly for advanced classes. If you are recommended for advanced classes and you don't want to take them, just let your counselor know. We would never make anyone take an advanced class when you don't want to. Please research your classes and don't make random picks. Choose your alternates wisely. They get used all the time and it's not an error on your schedule. Remember that you're making a commitment when you choose courses. We don't recommend that you drop courses. And then turn your form in on time so that your counselor does not have to choose your classes for you. So some things to think about for your freshman year. What do you need to graduate? Are you going to be wanting to take accelerated or advanced classes? How hard do you plan to work during the school year? How busy are you with other activities? What can you take that will help you prepare for college or your future career? Are you motivated to take challenging classes, and what are you good at? At RHS, you can choose from multiple levels of courses, and we want you to take the courses that are most challenging for you individually. Now, this is a big change from what has been in the past. Pre-AP courses are now your on-grade level courses, and these are courses designed by the College Board. They follow an international curriculum, and these courses are not the advanced ones. So if you want the regular grade level course, you need to sign up for the pre-AP option. When you see accelerated in front of a course name, that is going to be your advanced option. So for those of you wanting more of a challenge, be sure you choose the accelerated course option. And then there's AP courses. These are college level courses, again, designed by the College Board, and you can earn college credit for passing the AP exam. The only option that you'll come across as a ninth grader is AP Human Geography. And so if you want to take that college level course for your social studies, be sure you select that one. So again, researching your course selections are important. So we want you to use the course catalog. We want you to use the course registration Google Classroom. Talk to your current teachers. If you know any older kids, you can talk to them and sometimes get good advice from them. But don't make random picks. Do your research when selecting. If you've never been in Naviance, this is a program that you're going to use a lot when you come to RHS. So we use it for making your student success plans, and that's when you create a 4-year plan indicating what you plan to do from the 9th through the 12th grade, and then we also use it for college and career planning afterwards. When you're choosing your core classes, keep in mind that all freshmen will take 4 core classes. Every single student will have an English, a math, a science, and a social studies. So for a freshman year, for your English class, you're going to choose between Pre-AP English 9 or Accelerated Pre-AP English 9. Just a reminder, Pre-AP is the grade level course, and Accelerated means that's going to be their more advanced course option. The same with your math. You're going to choose either Pre-AP Algebra 1, which is grade level, or if you're in Algebra 1 in the 8th grade, then you can choose Accelerated Geometry. For your science course, you're going to choose Physical Science. If you're in Physical Science in the 8th grade, choose Accelerated Pre-AP Biology. And for your social studies options, everyone has to choose either United States History since 1890, which is your grade level option, or AP Human Geography, which is a college course. And then look at these things, and we want you to take some of these in your freshman year. So you need the 1 semester of health, 2 semesters of PE, 1 semester of fine art, 1 semester of oral communication, a full year course of computer science, 1 semester of career and technology education, and 6 electives. So we don't encourage you to just pile up your 9th grade schedule with electives, because later on when you're in 11th and 12th grade, there's going to be a lot of programs available to you. And so you might want to consider getting your PE or your fine art, your computer science, oral comm, those kind of things out of the way so that later on you'll have more room for the additional electives that will be offered to you. So some additional things about your course selections. Some courses do require that you try out or audition or apply. So you can't choose those as part of year 7. Choose 7 classes that don't require a tryout, and then in the spot indicated, list what courses you plan to try out for, and then we will swap it out with the course that you list. Also, some classes require prerequisites, so be mindful of that. Be sure you choose all 7 credit classes and 4 alternates. Again, getting an alternate is not an error. It's actually very, very common. And then do not choose study hall. Don't try to write that in. It's not on your sheet, but we will not put freshmen in a non-credit class. Finally, there are what are known as freshman support classes that some of you guys could be scheduled into. These courses are based on data points such as standardized test scores or classroom performance. And so if you're scheduled into one of these classes, then it might bump out an elective that you've selected. So what is a prerequisite? The easiest way I can describe it is to use a math example. So most freshmen are going to take Algebra 1. You could not just come into high school and sign up for Algebra 2. The reason would be if you've never done Algebra 1, you would be really unsuccessful doing Algebra 2. So a prerequisite is something that you need to learn before you go to the next course or the next step. And what you want to think about as you're going through your course request, the prerequisite course will usually be the first course in each category. So a couple of examples. When you're looking at your form and you see agriculture courses, Survey of Agriculture is the first one. That's the prerequisite for any other agriculture course that you'll take at RHS. That's the same for business, engineering, every class in there, you're going to see that prerequisite course. And again, it's usually the first one listed. So just some specific things that you do have to try out for. You cannot sign yourself up for athletics, and a counselor cannot just put you in athletics. That requires you to try out, and then the coach will give us a list of who is going to be in that sport. It is the same thing for cheer and dance team, yearbook and newspaper staff, and some of the competitive levels of choir. This is a list with links of all of the freshman coaches and performing arts directors. So if you have really specific questions about how to get into a specific sport or questions about joining choir or things like that, you can contact that person directly and get answers from them. So again, if you're trying out for something, that's great, but put the other class on your form and then put what you want to drop if you make that sport. So for example, you want to be in basketball. You're going to choose 7 other classes. So you're going to pick your English, your math, your science, your social studies, and these are just examples, but maybe you pick Spanish 1, debate 1, and robotics 1. That's 7 classes. And then in the spot where it asks for it, you say, I'm trying out for basketball, and if I make it, I will drop robotics. So that's just an example, but that's how we want you to fill out your form. Again, I've said this more than once, but pick 7 classes, pick 4 alternates, and get your teacher recommendations. Do your research. Turn your form in on time to us. Please don't make your counselor pick your classes. So if you don't turn in your course request by the deadline, we actually have to make up a schedule for you. And nobody likes that. We don't actually like doing that, but that's the way it has to work. So please turn your course request in by the deadline. Don't pick anything just because your friend is. Don't leave your alternates blank. Don't forget to turn your form in. Don't miss the important deadlines, and don't sign up for more than you can handle. Important dates that we need you to know. March 1st, that's the day that you get all of your course registration materials. March 8th is our parent meeting, and we encourage you to bring your parents and come to RHS for that. March 14th, RHS counselors will be at Kirksey to collect your course request. March 15th, we will be at Elmwood. March 16th, we will be at St. Vincent de Paul. And then March 31st, that's the last day for you to make any changes to your request for next year. If you are not in the building, so maybe you attend RVL or you've been quarantined or sick or off campus for a while, then please contact your middle school counselor. They will provide you with the scheduling information, and then they will help get those course requests to us. So you still want to do course requests. If you're planning to come to RHS next year, even if you're at RVL or somewhere right now, still turn in your course request and we will make you a schedule at RHS and be ready for you to attend there. So, as you're double checking before the day that we come to your school, make sure you have your teacher recommendations, 7 classes and 4 alternates. You will be getting teacher recommendations from your current 8th grade teachers. Sign your name and try to get a parent signature. We will sit down with you one-on-one and go over your course request. If there's any errors, we'll fix that for you. And then after March 31st, you cannot make any changes to your schedule for next year. You could make a correction, say if you got an error like, oops, I accidentally was placed into geometry, but I need algebra 1. That's an error and that could be corrected, but there won't be changes because you changed your mind over the summer about things. We want to invite you all to attend the Mountie parent meeting. All counselors will be there and you can meet with your individual counselor and ask questions, or you can just ask us, any of us, generic questions. The meeting will be on Tuesday, March 8th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. and we'll meet in the RHS auditorium and commons. And here's a list of the RHS counselors. We are very excited about meeting with you guys and we can't wait for you all to start RHS next year as Mounties.